You will see on the World Media Awards website, where you can read the categories, that there's the opportunity to download an entry template for each category. And we really strongly urge that you use these. They're there for you to draft your entry so that you can share it with colleagues. If you're a media owner or an agency, you can share it with your clients and make sure that it makes sense, that you haven't missed anything. And we do include reminders on there of what the judges are looking for from every section. And the other reason to use the template is it will help you ensure that you're sticking to the word count. And when you're ready to enter, you can cut and paste from the template into our entry platform. Do use the word counts. You won't be able to exceed them when even if you get away with that on the template, when you cut and paste it into the entry platform, it won't let you submit if you've got too many words in any of those sections. So be precise, be concise. Those sorts of entries are easier to read than a lot of waffle. At the same time, there's a delicate balancing act, because sometimes we can see that an entry, they've used far fewer words than we've allowed, and that would probably indicate that they haven't told us enough. The count guideline is a good guideline to how much the jury is expecting to read. Tell us your story. And it's very ironic that entries that are about some of the great content-led strategies around the world sometimes don't tell the story of it in a very engaging way. And the judges have to read quite a few entries. And so to make sure that yours stands out from the crowd, do think about it as a story that you're telling of the work that you've done. Be factual, be precise, and think about your entry as a piece of content in itself. It's worth adding, and sometimes people try to get around the word count by just listing facts that won't engage as much as a well-told story. And obviously we want you to be, we're hoping you are proud of your work, which is why you're entering it, but don't overdo the superlatives. Let the story speak for itself and the results speak for itself. And also remember, we have brand leaders as our judges, a third from agencies and a third from media, and they have very different skill sets. Some of the media owner judges are more on the editorial side. So don't overuse jargon, particularly when you're talking about your results. Now, talking about results, this is where people tend to sort of just resort to a list, which isn't as good as telling the story around that data, adding a couple of testimonials, perhaps. Ensure that your results and the KPIs that you set relate to the key objectives for the campaign that you established in your challenge section. Use real numbers, not percentages, wherever possible. Percentages can sound impressive, but judges sit there with calculators and work their way through them and can see that perhaps it's a huge percentage increase, but it was a very small starting point, and that might be less impressive than it first looks or whatever. And I understand that real results can be very sensitive. So I just want to stress that the judges will be the only people that see them. If you're a finalist or a winner and we want to publish your case study, you do have the opportunity to provide a second version of your entry, and any particularly sensitive information can be excluded at that point. And this, again, is just for those media owners who are entering on behalf of the client. Judges want to understand that broader perspective that an entry from a client or an agency can give to the entry, the overall strategy for the brand, the overall challenge for the brand, any complementary activity that's been carried out alongside of what you've delivered for them. It's really essential that you get the client and or the agency to buy into the fact that you're entering and collaborate with them on the entry. Finally, start early. Don't leave it till the last minute. Usually everybody has to get client sign off, and unfortunately sometimes entries don't get submitted because it's been left to the last minute, and we can wait only so long before the jury start to read the entries. So please do start early.